Phase Hero, episode 100 starts right now. BD here in the studio live, all four of us together live. We've never done that before. Joined today by Jenna Anderson.
Hey, everybody.
We got Jamie Jurek.
Oh, we're living the dream.
We got Aaron Perrine.
What's going on? El Campeon.
El Campeon. That's right. You look at this. You see this up here? You see this up here? We brought everywhere I go, he goes. Call me the Mandalorian. The Brandalorian.
The Brandalorian.
Oh my gosh. This is episode 100, people. Thank you so much, everybody. There's so many super chats. I will thank everybody as best we can. We have one on the live show, the first one on the live show. Eric, thank you for 20. Congrats on my favorite pod hitting 100 till the end of the line. By the way, good plug there. Thank you, Eric. Till the end of the line shirts to mark episode 100 are available now. Actually, they're right under the video. If you're watching live, you can find them. And if you make a purchase, we'll get a notification on Fourth Wall. And after the show, four of us are together. I send thank you videos to people. You might be one of the actual people who gets a thank you from all four of us, which is nobody's gotten that either because we haven't been together in person.
I remember one person got one with the two of us.
Yes,
But,
yes.
like, that's all we've gotten.
Yeah,
so.
it's mostly just my boring mug every single time, like in my home office. So that's the couple notes to start the show is the Phase Hero 100 merch is available now. It's only going to be available for a few more days. It's going away forever, just like the Day One merch did. A few people ordered episode 100 merch who also ordered Day One merch. So there's people rocking with us for a while now.
Love to see it.
Oh my
Thank you.
God. So thank you. And I know technically we've released more than 100 episodes, so I'll acknowledge it. But what we're going to do is count only the episodes that are the four of us together going forward is going to be what it counts. And in season 2, if it, by the way, renewed for season 2. It starts next week.
Thanks, Brad.
And this is the Infinity Saga Rankings episode. A, God Soldiers, 999. If any of you guys, since the old show's first episode, love how much you've grown, would love if you guys come to Comic-Con next March in Orlando. Is that MegaCon? I would love to go to MegaCon. If you do, food is on me. God bless all of you. Hey, I mean, guys, I feel like
I'll be in Florida in April. We'll see if I can make it 2 months in a row, but that is my home state. So
Day One and 100 shirts for me, says Stephen Hall. Hey, I'm not going to shout out the specifics, but we do have to start the show by thanking Scott Autrey, who everybody knows. Scott Autrey from the chats. I know you guys, it's a name you guys know. He was a big hand. He played a big part in helping make this episode possible. So big W, Scott Autrey from the whole Phase Hero crew, and big thanks to Scott. But I won't. That's
tap those W's.
He knows
Yes.
what. Yeah, tap those W's.
He knows what he did. He knows what he did.
Fit Dad. You're gonna see Fit Dad later on the show. Thank you for 20, Fit Dad.
10-second Jim Viscardi's already talking trash in the chat.
Oh,
Second
God.
Jim. Goodness gracious.
Put him in jail.
Brother.
That man escapes his cell. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do.
The suspense.
We're gonna rank the Infinity Saga movies. Aaron, how are you feeling?
Great, BD, because we're all together. That's what I'm focused on right now.
I don't think I've been like a little anxious or nervous for just like a regular episode of us in a very long time, if ever, because we're friends. This is easy. But rankings?
The people get brutal.
Yeah.
But you know what? This is going to be interesting. I have a prediction. And I say this as someone who I have no idea what your lists are like, but my prediction is that three or four of us are going to have the some number one. That's my prediction.
3 out of 4 of us are going to have the same number one.
Interesting.
That's my prediction.
Yo,
Okay.
huge W, RJ, 100 in the chat, my goodness. One for every episode in the latest Saga Phase Hero. Been a fan since the before times. W to Scott, and W to our Fantastic Four. Don't let 100-second Viscardi persuade. Don't let 10-second Viscardi persuade you. Viscardi had 4 number 6. I don't need to see your rankings to know he's the only person in the vicinity who has it there.
Didn't he also submit Doctor Strange 2?
He sure did text me a list that said Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness #2. Jim Viscardi, former Marvel employee. Yeah. Jim Viscardi had not. I said, Jim, it's the Infinity Saga rankings, bro.
Jim.
Oh my God. I did find out through some of these rankings that my mom is a fan of Fit Dad CEO. She's like, he had a good list, and I didn't know you're friends with him. I love his stuff. Been following. So we got some cool people who support and watch Phase Hero. Everybody, whether you're in the NFL or you are watching us on your lunch break, I think you're cool and I appreciate you. Here's the movies we're ranking. So if you don't know the Infinity Saga movies, this is your moment to learn, I guess. I don't know how you found this show, but these are the movies that are eligible. Jim Viscardi, pay attention. Iron Man. This is in release order, by the way, the proper way to watch the Infinity Saga. Just so we're clear.
Agreed.
Release order.
A release order, 100%.
Yes.
Thank you, Aaron.
Yeah.
Release order
Yeah.
or chronological?
Oh, God. Release order.
Okay.
Chronological makes makes no sense with the
Free us.
post-credit scenes.
Thank
No.
Free us.
you. Thank you. Do not watch Captain. No, it would be Captain America first, and then Captain Marvel, and yeah. Anyway, Iron Man, The Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America: The First Avenger, The Avengers, Iron Man 3, Thor: The Dark World, Captain America: The Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, Avengers: Age of Ultron, Ant-Man, Captain America: Civil War, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man: Homecoming, Thor: Ragnarok, Black Panther, Avengers: Infinity War, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain Marvel, Avengers: Endgame, and Spider-Man: Far From Home. Those are the movies we're ranking. Those are 23 movies, and our goal is to be done in an hour. So that is
Good luck.
that is a lot of movies that we are talking about. I think we have to get started. I want to thank every super chat. We will do our best to do that. Genuinely, like, thank you so much, everybody who's dropping money in the chat. That's unbelievable. Thank you so much. Everybody who's buying merch, thank you so much. I'm going to do my best to make sure we thank everybody. But also, we have a lot of movies to rank.
Hannah's in the chat asking how many devices you have.
So I got two. I got the phone with the Arabesh writing on it. It's got my name on it. I've got the iPad that's got my rankings on it. I got the computer. I'm controlling the stream here. Shout out to Zeus here at West Coast Creative Studio for hosting us here and helping us get this live stream going. I hope the stream is coming through clearly. If there's any issues, let me know. It's the best we're gonna get, and then if there's an issue, maybe we re-release it with the footage because we'll have it in HD anyway. There's going to be clips, there's going to be chaos, there's going to be a whole bunch of stuff, but there's going to be 23 rankings from each of us, and I think we have to get started.
Wow.
And then we'll have some celebrity guests who share their rankings as well that were submitted. Some are already on social, some you haven't seen yet, some surprises. Whew. So here's our chart. Here we go. We're going all the way to the bottom here. And that's what, oh boy. That's a lot of movies,
This
guys.
is the biggest ranking we've done by far.
By
Absolutely.
far.
Yes.
I didn't watch, but I went back to our 2025 hype rankings, which we did our 10 most anticipated of anything and our 10 MCU, DCU. And I think it was 20 total things we ranked, maybe 21. Or we did a top 10 for both to keep it simple. It took us 2 hours.
Oh,
Sounds about right.
We did 2 episodes in one, though. Like, we intended for it to be 2 hours, but it took us 2 hours. So what's going to happen here is I'm going to go first. Jenna, Jamie, Aaron, and then we'll go back. We're not going to snake like we sometimes do, but we're just going to go through here, go through some rankings. Everybody who's watching along, this is live. We are actually together in person.
Yeah.
You see us reading the comments that you haven't written until now. We're doing it live. Here we go. Oh, boy.
No pressure.
Okay, so preface with Cam Hayward had the audacity to say I was going to put Captain Marvel last. He said I'm going to put Captain Marvel last on my rankings. And I just wanted to say, Cam Hayward, you are absolutely right.
Wow.
Last?
Yes,
We're
Captain
off to a
Marvel.
wild start, bro.
Last.
I have to put Captain Marvel last on my list, and I'll explain how I chose my rankings now because I know I just became public enemy number one.
BD sex is confirmed.
This is it. This is exactly what I knew was going to happen. Captain Marvel is a messy movie, and Brie Larson is better than the performance she gives in the movie. I'm a Captain Marvel fan. I'm a fan of the character and the actress. I think that the movie is messy, and I think that Brie does a better job under the Russo brothers' direction than she did under Anna Boden and Ryan Fleck. And I don't know if it's Boden and Fleck because I've seen Freaky Tales, and they were very stylistic in that movie, and I don't think they did much to bring any sort of unique stamp to Captain Marvel. It had a couple of good moments. I think there's moments where Brie gets unleashed and feels really comfortable in the character, and other than that, I think the movie, especially the first act, is super messy, and I just don't think it's a very good movie.
Worse than everything else, though, is
That is
why.
Maybe not worse, but
It's your least favorite.
I would be of all the movies that I was going to put on just to watch, it would probably be the one I'd select last.
I do think that's a point of contention we need to make here because I think some people are approaching this of like, oh, you're judging the quality, you're judging whatever. It's like I think it's just our personal preferences.
Yes, 100%. If I were to make a list of best movies, it would be different than the list that I put here.
Of course.
Okay.
This is my favorites, which is based on my experiences watching the movies, how much I rewatch them. It's kind of a factor of everything I like, everything I enjoy watching, and how I like watching it, how much I like watching it, rewatchability, all those things in one place. So that's why I mean, look, I know I'm also the straight white guy who put Captain Marvel last. I'm not gonna. I get it, but
You said it.
Hey, I don't.
Drag him.
Yeah, I get it, but John Brown's disappointed in me, so I got some people agreeing, some people arguing. There are fun moments in this movie, but it's in last for me. All right, Jenna, no pressure, but I think I hopefully made it
Now that
easier
you
for
started
everyone
it
else.
Off on that note,
Yeah.
like that's crazy. So my bottom is The Incredible Hulk, which you would probably think is shocking to me given, my love of She-Hulk and everything. But I just think this movie is just aggressively okay. It is of the time. I think there are elements of it that still do work, but it is one of the ones that I like go back to and rewatch the least. And even like trying to judge it based off of not taking Brave New World into account is also interesting. Like so much of this process of judging like something that has since gotten a sequel in the multiverse saga is like a very weird experience trying to do here. But I don't know. I just don't find myself rewatching this movie a whole lot.
My last place is also Incredible Hulk, and I don't dislike the movie, but I think it's not rewatchable because it's not Mark Ruffalo. Yeah. If it was Mark Ruffalo, I would revisit it way more. You all know I'm a big Tim Roth fan, one of my faves in that movie. Again, I don't hate it. It's just it doesn't feel like the MCU. Sorry, Edward Norton.
It kind of wasn't, so I guess that's yeah. All right, Aaron.
Yeah, a little bit of deviation. I got Thor: The Dark World at last.
Oof.
Because I mean, we had no idea. Like, you guys have the excuse of like it wasn't the MCU yet. Like, Incredible Hulk doesn't fit into this whole thing. But Thor was definitely at the height of we're using these movies to set up the other movies. Okay. Like, there are some other choices here in that mid period, in that phase 2, where everybody says, "Oh, there was no miss." I don't know about there was no misses back then. So yeah, this one last. Something got to be last.
I feel like I have the hottest take there for last. I get it.
Oh, yeah, you do.
You absolutely
Incredible
the worst
Hulk
take.
and Thor: The Dark World are often in last. I think very few people might have. I don't know. Oh, gosh. I got to stick with it. All right, my number 22, second to last, I have Thor: The Dark World down there. I think this movie, like Captain Marvel, has some highlights, but also is just not great. Like, it kind of underuses very talented people. There's some moments that were like, it does have like the Frigga's death moment, which I thought was a good moment. Spoilers for the Infinity Saga if you haven't watched. But I just think overall the movie, the misuse of certain actors in this movie that doesn't meet the potential that I think it should have is the biggest story of it. So while I love the character of Thor and find it entertaining, it's just not great.
I also have Thor: The Dark World for a lot of the same reasons. Right around this point in the franchise was when I was a massive Doctor Who fan, and like to have Christopher Eccleston as your big bad of this movie and do nothing with him. Like, he is just so wasted as an actor. It was so disappointing. I mourn the version of this movie that like we were supposed to get, that was like this big sweeping romance. I feel like that would have been so much more fun, and this movie is just so forgettable. I like never go back and rewatch it.
Meow Meow is like the highlight. The fact that Kat Dennings the whole time is yelling Meow Meow.
Well, spoiler alert, I also have Thor: The Dark World. But I don't hate it. I like it less and less as the years go on, but it does feature a lot of my girl Kat, so I'll give it that. But yeah, it's just no one's out there simping hard for Thor: The Dark World.
Thor: The Dark World is the first movie off the board completely.
Yeah.
The lowest ranked phase hero movie is Thor: The Dark World overall.
Oof. I'm sorry, Chris. We still love you. We'll give you another hammer. I got Incredible Hulk down here, if I'm not mistaken. I believe.
Yes, you do.
Yes. I'm sitting there like, ooh, I hope I didn't get that wrong. But also, I've never been like huge on the Hulk. Like, other than like the hands, I don't mind the Ang Lee one, which is I'd imagine it like at least interesting, as opposed to this one just being like, okay. Also, man, oh man, you brought up Brave New World, and I still get mad. We're not talking about that right now, though. So yeah, it's down here second to last.
All right, we are on number 21. Chat, drop your number 21 in the comments. 21. Can you drop your ranking for me? We've got my pick next, and I am going. This is a movie that I think is fairly harmless, but it's very forgettable because if I'm honest with you, I really don't even remember what it was about, and I've watched it like 4 times. It's been a while, but I've watched it like 4 times, and that movie is Ant-Man and the Wasp. Oh. It's a very harmless movie. I like Paul Rudd. I like Evangeline Lilly. I think Lawrence Fishburne's fantastic. I genuinely don't. Ghost is the villain. I don't even remember why. And I've seen this movie at least 4 times. Fantastic credit scene. Really great credit scene. I can't say that this movie's messy or bad or anything, but I just genuinely, I'm racking my brain right now, and I don't even remember what it's about.
Much more acceptable than Captain Marvel being lost.
Well, at least it's not messy.
You're just gonna bring that up every single.
Oh,
time.
I absolutely am.
What is the plot of Ant-Man and the Wasp?
I've only seen it once.
Walton Goggins shows up. Sonny Burch.
I've seen it a lot, and the plot is San Francisco.
I was moving the weekend it came out, so I only saw it once and never got around to rewatching it.
See, we don't even remember. See, that's why it's low.
I just want to say, is the most important thing that happens in Ant-Man and the Wasp the establishment of Ghost so she can be in freaking Thunderbolts?
Yeah, probably. I mean, we get Bill Foster and Lawrence Fishburne introduced the MCU.
Let's not forget Michelle Pfeiffer.
Oh, yeah.
Michelle Pfeiffer. We get. Oh, it's about saving Janet.
Yeah,
is the
yeah.
big
That's it.
thing. That's
Yeah,
what the
that's
movie.
true.
Yes, it's about finding Hope's mom and everything. Fine movie, forgettable. Clearly. All right, Jenna, number 21.
I also have Ant-Man and the Wasp for a lot of the same reasons. Again, I've still only seen it once. There are a lot of individual components of this movie that, like, on paper, I love. I love Hannah John Kamen as Ghost. I love that Walton Goggins is technically in the MCU, even though he's kind of nothing as a character. I remember at the time everyone was like, "Oh my God, he's working for Norman Osborn. Oh my God, something's happening with like who his boss is," and we've never gotten any resolution with that whatsoever.
Never found
But
out.
I love Michelle Pfeiffer. Like, she was such a good choice for Janet. But this movie is just kind of a movie. Like, I don't really find myself going back to it. And like you said, I can't even really remember a lot of the time what it's about.
Jamie?
My anxiety is spiking because I know of my whole list, this is the one I'm going to get the most shit for.
Oh, no.
If you have Iron Man 21, Jamie,
No,
on site.
it's
site?
it's Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange.
Wow.
I know.
What?
I've tried with this movie and it just doesn't do much for me. I think that the effects are incredible, but to me, when the best character in your movie is a cape, like you're not doing something right. I don't really enjoy revisiting this one. I think aside from the effects, which are incredible, I do not have fun watching this movie. It's not a bad movie. It's certainly, and also I've realized over the years I am not a Scott Derrickson fan. Every time I watch a Scott Derrickson movie, I'm like,
You don't like the black phone?
No, I don't think it's
Wow.
good. So I think that
Sinister? Especially the first one?
I don't remember Sinister. I have no opinion. So I think genuinely he's just not my vibe. So I apologize. I know that this is harsh, but
Hey, Jamie, thank you.
you're welcome.
All right, Aaron, you're number 21.
Brandon gonna come over this table and hurt me because I got Iron Man 2 down here.
Of all the Iron Mans. Okay.
Okay, yeah, I got that. Okay. That's the one where I was like, I have a real weakness for this movie exists to set up other stuff. I don't know why. Like, it really, and going back through these made me think about how many of these in this middle part, before we got to all the fun stuff. Everybody remembers the end of the freaking Infinity Saga. It was a gas for like 2 years. It was amazing. But we did do a lot of stuff to get there. And as much as I enjoy, next time and joking around about him never getting next time, as much as I enjoy freaking Justin Hammer, I know I've offended.
I mean, my boy's in it.
He is in it.
And I love Justin Theroux, and he wrote that movie.
Oh,
and
really?
so I have a soft spot for that one, but we'll see where it lands on mine.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's go.
Well, back to me. Love this. This is this. Okay, well, apologies. Like you said, there are some early movies. We put up with some stuff.
Put some stuff.
And this might come as a surprise. This is one of my least favorite MCU movies. It's one of the early movies. Captain America, the First Avenger, is just not that good. It's fine. I feel like when we talk about the beginning of these, like, these are movies I enjoy overall. Right down to Captain Marvel being my last place. Overall, I enjoy them. If you've looked at my reactions when they came out, I had fun watching them. I find things I like in all of these movies, and I come away with them from each of them with characters I want to see again. Captain America, the First Avenger, it's fine. I just never really, like, in that era, I liked clearly all of the other Phase 1 stuff more. I liked the characters of Tony and Thor more, and even Bruce Banner. So I just, like, the Peggy story works really well, I guess. But Skinny Steve effect is the best part of that movie, in my opinion. And then, I don't know, it just didn't really connect. It's fine.
The chat is in shambles.
Everybody,
Can I just say, I am
Hey,
shocked.
I got Judon Foster on my team. Thank you,
I'm
Judon.
what
shocked
up,
that
Ju?
Jamie did not did not say it before you did.
I am too, actually, because I hated this movie the first time I saw it.
I remember
hated
that.
it. And I'll talk about it more when we get it to my ranking, because it has grown on me a bit, but it's still quite low on my list.
DC Film News said, Jenna, smack BD for me. Come on, I can take it. Give me one.
You should ask me. I would have done it.
He should be in this chair right now, not
All right,
me.
all right. Jenna, 20.
All right, so mine is Spider-Man Far From Home, which I know is like a little controversial. I never find myself going to this movie. I think it's because the Mysterio twist frustrates me. I think it's also, like, by the time we got to it, we had so many things that dovetailed back around to Tony Stark, even though they didn't necessarily need to, and that felt like the most egregious one to me, of, like, why does he have to be tied to Tony? He could have just been a magician. He didn't have to have all of the tech stuff that he ultimately did. And I think taking Peter out of New York is a fun thing in theory, but I think the movie, like, only does so much with it. Ultimately, I don't know. I never find myself going back to this movie.
It's so rewatchable to me.
Yeah.
Like it's such a fun one to revisit.
I'll save my comments on Far From Home until I get it in its rightful place. Jamie, you're 20.
This for me is Ant-Man and the Wasp. I think it's a fine movie, but like it's not one that I like to revisit. And whenever I do, I'm just like, yeah, it's fine. It's funny. It's cute. I have nothing really bad to say about it, but it's just not a big one for me. Aside from Michelle Pfeiffer looking hot, that's really all that.
Hard for her not to.
Well, ain't that the truth?
That's real.
Aaron?
I joined Jamie in disgrace. I got Doctor Strange down here.
Yeah!
I don't know what it is. And you know I don't like black phone. You don't even ask me about that. You know I ain't watching
Aaron
that.
doesn't like horror movies?
No.
Hey, typically I don't either, but I do like black phone.
The visuals are so dope. But then the rest of it, if you ask me the plot of Doctor Strange, I feel like Ant-Man and the Wasp. I feel like the same thing. I'm like, I don't remember much. Okay. Like, it's weird. So
I love being validated.
I'm going to go ahead and almost agree with you. I have Doctor Strange number 19.
Okay.
I think this is a movie that came at a time when I wanted something else in the MCU that was more connective to the rest of it. And Doctor Strange was a fine movie, visually quite spectacular. Tilda Swinton's very cool. Benedict Cumberbatch does a good job in the part. I won't be as mean as saying the Cape is the best character in the movie, but I like the movie. It just is not one I go back to unless I would just want to see MCU Inception. But Inception's one of my favorite movies, so I'll just go watch Inception. I am a Scott Derrickson fan though, so I have Strange kind of low, but it just didn't do that much for me.
I feel like we're entering the territory where it's like a little more nebulous of like depending on what side of the bed you wake up on a particular day, certain movies might be higher or lower. I have Iron Man 2. Don't get mad at me.
Hey, it's okay. That's not one I hold
Because
dear.
it is a thing of I feel strongly in one way or another about every other movie that is on this list.
I have chunks of mine.
Yes.
And I'm still in my chunk of like I don't really care for it.
Okay.
Like it's fine, but I don't really care for it. I'll tell you when I get to the next tier. But that's where I'm at. Where are you at with Iron Man 2?
I like it. It's just I feel more strongly in one way or another about every other movie that's either below or above it.
Okay. All right, Jamie, 19.
You know, this movie used to be a lot higher for me, and I rewatched it for its 10th anniversary a couple months ago, and I said, you know what, Ant-Man's I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's good. He's great. There's a lot of fun things happening, but I think the villain is very weak, and there's nothing fun about that. My favorite part about that movie is what a great stepdad Bobby Cannavale is. I love that about it. But it's just it's a fine movie. There are movies on this list that I will rewatch anytime, and that's just not one of them.
All right.
Aaron, 19.
Let's see here. Yeah, Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Rounding it out. Ant-Man and the Wasp completely off the board. The second movie off the board.
It is what it is. I mean, amazing.
Yep.
Mid-credit scene.
When they all disappeared?
Oh my God. I'm like, well, validated my $13. But I mean, the rest of it, Ghost is cool. And now it looks even better in retrospect because of Thunderbolts.
Hey, without Ant-Man and the Wasp, we wouldn't have had a rat that could save the world.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's true. Wow. Man, it makes you think.
Drew Manchester, thank you for the $4.99, my friend. Face Hero hates magicians, confirmed. So the first two movies off the board entirely are Thor: The Dark World and Ant-Man and the Wasp. I'm surprised by that. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm also surprised 3 of us have already put Doctor Strange this low.
I'm shocked by that.
Jenna riding for Strange over here.
I was stressed about that one.
The lone survivor on Doctor Strange over there. All right, number 8. Everybody in the chat, what's your 18? And I keep forgetting to do it before each ranking, but I see a lot of people are playing along as well. 18 for me. This is where I get into better than people give it credit for territory, and I have The Incredible Hulk. I think this movie is the best version of the Hulk we've got in the MCU, maybe besides the Avengers 1. I think Ed Norton did a good job. I think Easter eggs are fun. Stan Lee has a great cameo in this movie, and I love Rage Hulk. And I think since Avengers 1, maybe Age of Ultron, there's a bit, but I hate Smart Hulk. Like I'm at maybe not hate, but I'm tired of. I'm at the point now where I hate that that's what we get. I don't want any more of it.
For those playing along with the Phase Hero drinking game.
Is that a drinking game? Is that
No, I'm just like if we had one, I feel like you saying I hate Smart Hulk would be
I'm over Smart Hulk. I'm so over Smart Hulk.
I'm shocked by this information. I can't believe you think The Incredible Hulk is a better movie than Captain Marvel.
It is better. It's got better action. It's got better action scenes. Captain Marvel should have dove into the 90s more. There should have been a Tamagotchi somewhere in that movie and would have made it better. I don't care.
We're gonna be at dinner
right.
later, and Jamie's gonna be like, "I can't believe you put Captain Marvel." at the
I just got uninvited to the Phase
see.
Hero dinner. Anyway, yeah, I'm not riding that hard for Incredible Hulk, but it's better than all these other. I like it more. I like it more than these other movies. Jenny, you're 18.
I have Iron Man 3. Again,
Oh.
I like a lot of this movie. I love some of Shane Black. Like The Nice Guys is a perfect movie to me. For me, I don't know. This movie has gotten better the more that we've talked about it, and I'm sure Wonder Man is going to completely recontextualize a lot of it, but I just remember being so frustrated with that twist the first time that I saw it that it kind of like soured a lot of it for me. And even like it was playing on cable a couple weeks ago and I rewatched like the first 20 minutes and I was like, this is just still such a weird movie. Like I like it, but I don't love it.
I'm with you, BD. I love Iron Man 3. So, like, this is crazy to me. Crazy.
Jamie, 18.
18. Much high. If you would have told me 2 years ago that I would have put this above Ant-Man, I would have not believed you. But Captain America: The First Avenger. Okay. I hated this movie so much in theaters that the only MCU movie I did not see in theaters was Winter Soldier. Because of how much I hated the first Avenger. Thankfully, when they re-released everything for 10 years, I was able to finally see Winter Soldier in theaters. But I everything about this movie I didn't like initially. I didn't like the way it looked. I've never been big on origin stories. I'm like, let's get to the fun. I get it. They're all the same. It's like every musician biopic is like, oh, he cheats on his wife. Like, it's all the same. But now that I have such a bigger love for Chris Evans, which I did not at that time. I've grown to appreciate it. I love Agent Carter so much, so that helps. So it while it's low on this list, I've come a long way. It's actually quite high compared to how I initially felt about it.
I'm
Hey,
proud of you.
Fit
Thank
Dad,
you.
thank you so much for the 10. I think I saw BD's head explode when Iron Man 3 popped up. Yeah, there was a little bit of
It
an
had
eruption.
to go somewhere.
Woo-wee. Aaron, 18.
I'm sorry, B. Iron Man 3.
There we go.
Conspiring. No, they're conspiring. Y'all
I'm not
playing.
allowed.
Right here.
I'm not allowed.
Wow.
Make them mind your weather. I like this movie quite a bit, and we're already into Aaron's agreeable behind having to pick between things I really enjoy. I like this one a ton. It just, like Jenna said, it has to go somewhere. I know, B. I didn't know I was gonna be sitting across from you. I'm sorry.
This is
we
the
know who
one
the
thing
next-
BD and I will agree on is love for
Yeah,
Iron Man
3 is a better movie than it gets credit for. Aaron, Jenna, triple threat match
This is
OVW
what's
win. Let's go.
fun about doing these. If we all just had the same
I know.
rankings, it would be boring.
Look at that. We are 18 through. We are gone through our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bottom 6. The 3 movies off the board that we all agree are in the bottom 6 are Thor: The Dark World, The Incredible Hulk, and Ant-Man and the Wasp. And in no particular order. Those are the only 3 we have in common in our bottom 6. So now we're gonna move up the chart, and we're gonna get to number 17. So chat, drop your 17 in. And I will tell you that my number 17, it's Iron Man 2. It's Iron Man 2. I love Tony Stark, and the only reason I have Iron Man 2 above the other movies, some of the other movies in my bottom 6, is just because I find this movie to be very entertaining. It's silly, but the story doesn't work perfectly, but you get Burt in the MCU, you get the racetrack sequence, you get just Tony and being Tony, and I'll always be entertained by that. So my love for Tony and Iron Man is enough to put this movie this high on the list, even though I acknowledge it's not a great movie. I just find it super entertaining anytime Tony Stark's on screen, and it works for me. Also, that suit-up scene on the track, come on, with the briefcase, love it. Love it. All right, Jenna, 17.
Sorry, Jim Viscardi, it is Thor.
Moon Knight is not in the Infinity Saga, Jenna, no.
No, but when he had this so high, which like we'll get to later, but
6 is very high.
that is shockingly high for this movie, I feel like. I don't know. I like it. The Dutch angles are very funny in retrospect. Just very much Kenneth Branagh doing Kenneth Branagh, which is like a feat in and of itself with like a superhero franchise like this. But I don't know. It's just fine. Like I said, I think we're in the territory of like I like these movies and I could feel more strongly about them depending on the day, but this is where it ultimately landed.
That's fair. All right.
I'm right with Jenna. Thor.
Wow.
What I love about this is how much Coulson is in it. Obviously, that's a big plus for me. I like this movie. I do. It's a decent movie, but there's just movies that are better, and that's why it's in this place. Jim is crazy.
6 with Thor was crazy, Viscardi. Stay in your cell. Aaron, 17.
I got Ant-Man.
Ant-Man 1.
Yeah.
It's always tough to be the first person to say a movie.
Yeah,
It's always
it
tough
is
to be the
true.
person who ranks at the lowest.
Man, so this is all down to the charminess of Paul Rudd. Like that's like I'm not a huge person on this particular character, but he is mad charming, and that goes a long way. And I who am I? I'm like I popped real hard when the freaking Thomas the Tank Engine thing happened in the theater. I thought that was funny. Younger era was easy to amuse, and still probably is.
I was just trying to pay attention to the chat there.
Oh, yeah.
I think my internet's a little spotty, so the broadcast of our video is a little grainy. We will have HD version of this in clips that we're able to edit later. I think my internet's just a little touch and go on the Wi-Fi, so apologies for the graininess of our feed. I think the graphics are coming through nice and clean. That's what matters most because that's what's on the big screen. My 16. I'm with Aaron. You beat me by 1. I got Ant-Man down there. I like Ant-Man. This is where I get into different territory. This is where it gets like this is my next tier. This point forward, I think Ant-Man's a pretty good movie. I think it's a good heist movie. It's unique in the MCU and in what Peyton Reed did with it. I'll obviously always wonder what Edgar Wright would have done, but I do think Peyton Reed did do a good job with Ant-Man. Paul Rudd's fantastic. Great introduction to Scott Lang. Michael Douglas's work in this movie is really good. I would have liked to see a little bit more of Evangeline Lilly's role and hope getting a little bit of a bigger part in this, but this was also Michael Pena as Luis. Like we got the Ant-Man recaps and stuff. I think it's brought a lot of good stuff to the MCU, and I like Ant-Man quite a bit. So this is where I get into the movies. I think they're both good, and I enjoy them quite a bit in this point. It checks both those boxes. 16, Jenna?
Doctor Strange is finally off the board.
That's it. It's gone.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know
gone.
if people
Wow.
thought I was going to have it much higher than that. I don't know. I remember the first time I walked out of this movie being just so frustrated. I was like, they just wrote him exactly like Tony Stark. He's just Tony Stark with magic. Like I wanted something a little bit different. But like upon rewatch, this movie has really grown on me. I think that visually it is stunning. I think that it does still have some narrative flaws and some things that I wish were done differently, especially with the Ancient One. But it's like I find myself liking it when I go back and revisit it.
Yeah, fine movie. I don't have anything. I can't argue with you. Maybe I can argue with Jamie's next pick. Who knows?
No, you won't. I actually hate how low this is because I love it, but it has its flaws, and it's Iron Man 2. I really love Iron Man 2. It's so much fun to watch. You all know that I'm a Hammer girl,
Yup.
and but like obviously compared to the rest, it is a flawed film, but it is one that I love to rewatch. It's a good time. It has an unfortunate cameo in it, but other than that, it's a fun time.
You just gagged. I was like, wait, what? Oh God. I got Captain Marvel. I think.
Finally, someone join me.
I
Well, you
I didn't
that.
see it, so.
But I do like all these movies that are in this mid-range. I just wish they could do a little bit more for Carol. I'm not even upset about the 90s like trappings of it. I laugh at a blockbuster all the time still. But yeah, I'm like something has to be right here in the middle, and I think that's good for the first one.
Okay. All right. My 15, it accidentally popped up early. It is still Thor. I think Thor. I miss this version of Thor from the first Thor movie. Like I like Shakespearean Thor. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Drink.
I think. Yep. I got things that I say and I harp on and I stand by them. I think that the brother story with Loki being the sort of misfit brother who wants to be a king just tells a good It's got a great, very easy emotional core to the movie. Chris Hemsworth, blonde eyebrows. Why not? Going to Asgard was great. I like this movie quite a bit, and it's got some cool action. I mean, he fights like a big ass monster rock thing outside of Asgard to start it, and the Frost Giants are cool too. I like the first Thor movie quite a bit. I think it's underrated by my co-hosts apparently, by two of them at least. Aaron, did you have Thor? No,
it's not done.
So Thor's still on the board for
Thor's still
Aaron.
on board.
Okay.
If it's like 6 or higher, I'm gonna feel so bad.
Oof,
I don't know. I'm not. Me and Jim are not the same. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. All right. Let's keep moving here. 15, Jenna.
I have Captain Marvel, which is crazy. I have
Okay, you always came at me. It's not like it's like your top
I know.
choice.
I will never forget the era around this movie. Like the hype around this movie, like the trailers dropping. I have the Mondo poster hanging in my house. Like it is a movie that I still really enjoy, but I do think it could be even better than it is. Like I think that it starts to capture the kind of Carol core energy. I think the 90s setting is a good like spot to put the movie in. I think the de-aging on Sam Jackson and like the performance that he gives is underrated. Like I think it is genuinely like impressive and almost deceptively so. But I do think it could be an even stronger movie, and I almost think sandwiching it in between Avengers movies and having it fulfill the purpose that it did kind of set it back. I wish it could just be a movie and not like a stepping stone in the larger franchise.
All right. Yeah, I agree.
Before I say what mine is, I want to explain that we've gone through my 3-star and 3.5 stars on Letterboxd, and we are entering my 4-star zone. I love giving a BD a hard time, but it's Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel is off the board.
I feel so vindicated. High five me. There we go.
Yeah, nobody has Captain Marvel higher than 15, and y'all came at me like it was a masterpiece.
Well, putting it last is ridiculous.
It's not good.
It is good.
It's not good.
I have issues with it too. I think there are certain things I do not love about it, but it's still, I love Brie Larson in it. That's where we differ. I think she's really good in it.
She has good
I
scenes.
love Jude Law. There's a lot about this movie I like, but I will say we're not here to talk about the Marvels, but I prefer the Marvels.
Oh, 100%. I like the Marvels.
But yeah, I like Captain Marvel. I don't love it, but I think
Someone
putting it
says
last
you
is
hate
great.
Coulson.
How dare you put that on me?
No, Lisa, Jamie hates Coulson, confirmed.
That is
That's
so
it.
mean of you to do, to say. Obviously, bringing back Coulson was awesome, even though the DH thing is, its own thing. But I love the 90s of it all. I'm a 90s kid. I like the movie, obviously. It's in my 4-star zone. But it was fun making fun of BD for this past 30 minutes. And then we all put it in our bottom half.
Wow. The vindication I feel right now. Ooh-wee. All right, Aaron, you're number 15.
Okay, I got Spider-Man Far From Home.
Spider-Man Far From Home.
Yeah, I agree with Jamie. This is mad rewatchable for me. I love rewatch. The first time I rewatched this, I felt like my brain expanded. Cause I was like, look for Jake Gyllenhaal, like, freaking, where's Waldo? This is great. And I think Ariel could attest to this. Like, we watched this on TNT a lot when it came on cable the first time. So I don't hate it at all, but it is like dead center of the MCU. I wish we got more of Sam with like Tom Holland in the same place, but yeah, medium's good. Medium's good. Night Monkey forever.
I still think about buying that Hot Toys figure, the Night Monkey Hot Toys figure. I like
How much
that
is
movie.
a Night Monkey?
It's about $230.
Girl,
I can't justify it. I can't justify it.
Just
No
buy
way.
a cheaper Spider-Man one and paint it black.
Yeah, basically. But I'm right there with you, Aaron. Very close. I have Spider-Man Far From Home
There
in
we
my
go.
number 14 spot. Everybody in the comments, drop your 14. But I like this movie. I really like both Spider-Man movies in the Infinity Saga. I don't understand how the opinion about Spider-Man movies has suddenly flipped where we treat these movies like they're bad on Twitter and shit. The Spider-Man movies in the MCU, I think, are both super fun. I understand if you wanted Uncle Ben and you got Tony Stark instead, that's one thing. Guess what? Not going to be mad again more Tony Stark. The biggest problem for me with Far From Home is we never followed up that Mysterio twist. I love the ending of this movie where we don't know if Mysterio is actually dead or not. We never found out. I assume he is dead because we never dealt with it. Introducing the multiverse and not paying it off. Well, this was the first time the MCU did it, but not the last. And I like Far From Home quite a bit. I think Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio is great. The character design on Mysterio, awesome. And I like the movie. Yeah, I like Tom Spider-Man.
All right, we are now entering the I genuinely like or love this movie territory.
Okay.
It is Avengers Age of Ultron. I can still remember so vividly like where I was when that first teaser trailer dropped. Like it is such a sense memory for me. I have my qualms with the movie. I do think there's like some things that it could do even better than it does, but it is just like very rewatchable and just very fun to see everyone together in that setting. Like I know we gripe to this day of like we needed another Avengers movie before we got to Doomsday and Secret Wars, but I think like this further illustrates what that could be like and how there is value in actually seeing the team be a team.
That first scene, they really are a team. Jamie, you're 14.
14. This is a point of contention in my household because this is Tony's number 1.
Oh boy.
And it's Guardians 2.
Okay.
I like it
the
a lot.
first one?
Yeah, I
Wow.
like Guardians 2 a lot, but I'm not. I don't love the ego story, even though I love Kurt Russell so much. There's just a lot of the movie that it just doesn't excite me as much as the other 2 Guardians films do. I like it a lot. It has my favorite joke in the entire MCU, which is I don't know what Cheers is. But ultimately, it has to go somewhere, and I apologize to Tony.
Aaron.
Never say that peer pressure doesn't work because I got Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 over here too.
Wow.
Yeah, man, we
look at
really.
these two, the two best friends that anybody could have.
Ah, man, 2 pieces of the pie. But you guys always get on me, probably like rightfully, about me and these Guardians movies. But rewatching this, there are things that you would think Aaron would have higher. Like if you had told me 4 years ago that this movie would be above Far From Home, I'd have been like, what happened in the future? What terrible thing didn't I prevent? So, it's there at 14.
All right. Boom. Number 13. Had to put it somewhere. This is a movie that grew on me after watching it for the first time. I was harsh on this movie when I first watched it because I was mad about a certain twist. And I was like, oh, hold on, I love the comics too much. But then I watched it again and again and again, and it has gotten better and better and better in the years since, in my opinion. And that movie is Iron Man 3. I have Iron Man 3, number 13. Ben Kingsley in the MCU, fantastic. We got two versions of him. I think he was a fantastic, menacing character as the Mandarin, although clearly not the Mandarin from comics in any way, which led to us getting the Mandarin in Shang-Chi. I would have liked to see him carry out this villainy in a real way. I was so convinced that he was the Mandarin that wouldn't betray us like that, that even when they had the twist where he comes walking out of the bathroom, I looked at my friend and I went, no, he's lying. He is no, this is the act. He's a villain. And then I was like, wait, what? I was so mad. I was like angry tweeting Shane Black. But no, I think Iron Man 3 is actually an underrated movie in a lot of ways, and it's super entertaining, and I like this movie quite a bit. Jenna, 13.
I have Ant-Man, so I think I'm taking it off the board now.
Ant-Man's off the board.
I thoroughly enjoy this movie. Like, I agree with Aaron, the Thomas the Tank Engine fight scene is endlessly delightful, and I will always mourn what Edgar could have done with it, but I do think Peyton Reed kind of came in and made something really good. I think Corey Stoll delivers a really fun performance, and I think just kind of, it's about honoring like what the character of Ant-Man is. I think it does a pretty good job within the context of that movie. I think that Scott and Hank both get a lot to do in a really fun way.
So all the movies off the board right now are Captain Marvel, okay, by the way, in no particular order, Thor, Doctor Strange, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Ant-Man, and that's all of them, right? 5 movies off, and Iron Man 3. Oh no, Jamie still has Iron Man 3 to go. So I think that those are all the off the board movies so far, and those are 13 or lower. All right, Jamie, you're number 13.
Ooh, I'm dreading this one. Like Jenna, we're in a zone. I love this movie. What I'm about to say. I just also love a lot of other ones. It's a very important film. It's Iron Man, the first Iron Man.
Wow, okay.
I think I have nothing negative to say about this movie. It changed the world. It changed our lives. I saw this movie came out the week I graduated high school.
Wow.
So it was like I was really transitioning into one life from another pretty immediately, which is watching this movie. I think it's great. It kicks things off so well. But at the end of the day, I just think that other movies are a little better. But I don't have anything negative to say about it. Robert Downey Jr. gives one of the greatest performances of all time. It's one of the best career comebacks ever. It's just that we're in a zone where other things have to come first.
How did it feel to be the first person to put Iron Man on the board?
It hurt. Only because I've been giving you so much shit and I know how much you love it. So it was tough. It was tough.
Aaron, 13.
Oh man, will me and Jamie's friendship survive? I've got Age of Ultron. I know. She's like, oh no.
I like that you were fine with me having Age of Ultron slightly lower.
It stings worse for some reason.
That's fair.
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Not the first, not the last team up that will be up here in this distinction for me, but it is there, and I'm sad too. It made me sad. My hand shook typing it out and sending it to who I needed to send it. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, that was a tough one. This I think started getting a little trickier here. I'd say. So we're gonna go on and move through. So we've got 2 Age of Ultrons on the board and only 1 Iron Man for anybody who's counting. All right, we're in our top 12. Top 12. We're almost in the MySpace era. I'm going to scroll the board down here and kick it off again. I have my number 12. Jamie, I'm sorry. I'm with Aaron. Me and Aaron keep going one up right there. I have Age of Ultron at 12. And I originally, when I made my rankings, I had this lower. But then I thought about there is a lot of really good stuff in Age of Ultron. And the story does work pretty well. And it gives us Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver in the MCU. Technically, Winter Soldier does, but this really gives it to us. And I think it's a pretty good movie. It's, in my opinion, easily the weakest out of the Avengers movies. I know. I'm sorry, Jamie.
I'll say my opinion when we get to it an hour from now.
But yeah, it's a good movie. Not fantastic, and it just, for me, feels right to put it at 12, which is, in the context of all these movies, still a compliment, I think. Like, I'm in I really like this movie territory, pretty much. Jamie, Jenna, 12.
I have Iron Man.
Okay, thank you. I feel better. Thank you.
Again,
so much.
I think it is a thing.
Wow.
I think this movie does so much, and again, we literally would not be here without it. But just because you are the first thing in a genre, for lack of a better term, doesn't mean you're necessarily the best. And I think that everything above this does more with the world of superhero movies that like it had to be in this point in my rankings.
I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna get. First, we're gonna turn the air conditioning on. I'm probably gonna just go find a snack and sit in the room after this, huh? All right, Jamie, number 12.
This is absolutely my most controversial MCU opinion, the one that no one agrees with me with. But Iron Man 3 is my favorite Iron Man movie, so that's why it is next, and it is right above Iron Man.
Jamie hates Iron Man.
The reason now I know that this is not a popular opinion, but I love Shane Black. Like Lethal Weapon is one of my favorite movies of all time, and I think you all know how I feel about Die Hard, and that's because Christmas and action together, Batman Returns. I even have a soft spot for Shazam because the Christmas mixed with action is my weak point. It is my favorite thing, and Shane Black has written so many movies that I love deeply. He has my number, and I love Tony in this movie. I love that the way he's struggling, the aftermath of Avengers. Everything about this movie really hits my sweet spot, and it's a movie I watch a lot because there are only so many great Christmas movies. So I revisit this one often. I'm not saying it's better than Iron Man, but I enjoy watching it more than Iron Man because it has my number so much.
I mean, I'm sorry, B.
The Iron Man trilogy is off the board for Jamie. Aaron, don't you dare.
No, I'm not going to do that to you. But I am probably going to tick some people off. I got Guardians right here.
Guardians 1?
The first one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Number 12, first person with Guardians on the list.
Yes.
Surprising.
Surprising. How so? I mean,
It's fun.
it is fun.
Aaron hates fun confirmed.
I do. I really do.
why
I don't
Patrick
like
been- I hate-
holidays. I hate fun.
Horror.
I hate Age of Ultron. I hate horror. I hate a lot of things. I know everybody's going ape. You know what in the comments. But yeah, it's a 12.
Number 11. Number 11 for me. Oh no, get that over there. My number 11. Thor Ragnarok.
Wow. That's
Hey,
crazy.
Hey, that's interesting right there.
We are now in really good, really like it territory. I just like the other ones more. Thor Ragnarok is an excellent movie. Really good movie. The best Thor movie. It's a little silly, but if that's me trying to be critical and justify it not being higher and not being in my top 10.
BD really does struggle, I think, sometimes with like goofiness.
Yes.
I do. I like. That's why. Like. I
is
like.
sad.
I like realism and that's why I collect Hot Toys and I love the Mondo stuff, but I don't collect Mondo stuff because it's very stylized and I love stylized stuff. I just prefer the like grounded, realistic sort of. Alex Ross, my favorite artist. He's pretty hyper realistic. Thor Ragnarok, beautiful movie. Taika did a great job. I think people are probably gonna be mad at me for this one, but I just like the other movies more.
We are in a zone where it's like it's hard to judge anybody.
Yes.
Because they're all good from this point on.
I was nervous about that one.
I think you're wrong, but like I really got to know BD more when I made him watch The Substance with me, and the way that he reacted, like he's just not a camp boy.
Those first 2/3 are an amazing film.
BD is not, and like we're the opposite in that regard, because all I want is goofy, campy, weird stuff. So I have respect for you. We're different. We're different type of people.
I'm like, I watched The Substance while I was recovering from a flu shot, and I still think he had a worse time than I did.
Oh boy. All right, Jenna, we got to keep moving here.
All right, my number 11. This might be slightly controversial, but again, to Jamie's point, I feel like we're in the territory where like you can understand why you still love these things to some degree. It is the first Avengers movie. I think that again, it is a huge feat. I think that there's a lot of it that is very like admirable, but it is the most like Joss Whedon-y dialogue to me, which makes it a little grating upon rewatch. But it was just such a moment. It's just everything else is a little bit higher for me.
You just be going through it.
Jamie, number 11.
Number 11, a movie that I love, but it's got to go somewhere far from home. Far from home. Okay. My biggest complaint about this movie is I think that it should have kicked off the multiverse saga. I don't understand why the Infinity Saga didn't end with Endgame. I think that's a silly choice, and that bothers me. But everything else I love. I love the Spider-Man trilogy a lot, and this one is just a fun, good time. I love that. I'm such a sucker for a teen romance movie, and that has a lot of this. And I love Mysterio, even though we knew the twist was coming. It's so fun. I enjoy it very much.
All right, Aaron, 11.
Thor.
First
Okay.
Thor, ranked
First
11.
Thor. Yeah. I like
Wow.
this. I was
Okay.
higher on this than y'all. I didn't realize that. But I do
like this
like
movie.
the Shakespearean Thor. I'm not Jim. I'm not
Taste.
crazy.
Yeah, more reasonable than 6.
Yeah.
6.
Hey, all right.
Hi, Jim. I just, it's a lot of fun. Like Kat Dennings, and they're having a great time. And I don't know, this all was still so new that I feel like when I was rewatching this, all of the early crap made me smile. Like in a way that I'm like, wow, am I just emotional or is this really hitting like I want it to? You know? And friggin' Tom Hiddleston nailed. This was his audition to be the villain of Avengers 1, basically, and he nailed it.
I think, yeah, that's valid.
Fair.
All right, we're in the top 10, everybody. We're officially in top 10, and we're going to start moving a little bit more quickly till we get to those last few because we are running a little bit behind on time here. My number 10, I'm taking a trip to Wakanda for it, Black Panther.
Oh, thank God. I thought I
Okay.
was going to put it first, and I was so stressed about it.
Yeah, well, holy shit.
We're not going to say it. We're not going to say it.
Oh my God. Well, yeah, I think Black Panther's a fantastic movie. I think it's great. I think, and here's the worst criticism I could give it. I think it killed Andy Serkis too early. I loved what he was doing with Claw. I thought Claw was hugely entertaining. I wish it didn't kill him. I don't think he needed to be more prominent in this movie, but I would have liked to see him more in other movies because I think Andy Serkis' Claw was a tremendous character. But this movie is about T'Challa, it's about Killmonger, and they are phenomenal in this film. I think Ryan Coogler did a phenomenal job, and there's just movies I like more than this. I think if this was best, it's higher. My favorites, it's not up there. I know. Look at me and look at my list. I know. Somebody had to put it first.
But I do think that is an important distinction, though, of like best versus favorite. Like everyone's gonna have their favorites differently. My number 10 is Civil War.
Whoa.
Why are you?
He's having
These are
palpitations in
I
here.
love that movie.
I love a lot of it too. I think the airport fight is really immaculately constructed, and I do love this movie more upon rewatch. It's just I love other things more.
We're so lucky the feed is a little blurry because everybody see me having a stroke over here. I've had 2 Adderalls. It might actually be a stroke.
2 is crazy.
Hey, Doc said take 2 a day. And if your heart explodes, call me after. All right, Jamie, number 10.
Number 10, I'm with BD. I have Black Panther at number 10 as well. I know.
Okay, you know what?
Yes.
You guys like to throw me under the bus. I gotta go last next time.
I think this movie is impeccable. I think, especially visually, all those things. I mean, what Ruthie Carter does is with the costumes, especially. But it's one of those things where just one, I watch the other ones ahead of this more. It's just not one I revisit as often. I think that I couldn't find a single negative thing to say about it. It's in the top 10 for a reason.
Yeah.
It's just we're getting to a zone after this of movies that I just compulsively watch over and over again. So.
I also want to say I think part of my rankings is like movies that hit me emotionally too, and that's the Black Panther has a great emotional core to it. But like you'll see with my 9th pick, I'll explain why it hit me so. Yeah. Anyway, I just feel such a need to defend that. I'm so scared.
I was dreading thinking I was going to put it first, though.
That dog. Is that dog gift going like this?
Having a movie this high out of 23 movies is still good.
Yeah.
People,
Yeah.
people are in the chat acting like we were like committing crimes by putting movies this low.
No,
But it's like
I don't think anybody's acting like I'm committing a crime, but I do think they can label me a certain way for some of my picks.
that notwithstanding.
All right, Aaron, 10. If Aaron has Black Panther 10, we're good. We're good.
Yo, could you imagine? Yo, Earth X Aaron would.
Oh my God. Earth X Black Panther wouldn't exist.
No.
But here, that's a different.
Okay.
That's a
All
that's
right.
a different.
I had to get that joke off because it's
franchise.
silly.
That's a good one.
I was
That's a
thinking,
good
all
one.
right. Captain America First Avenger. At
Okay.
10. I really like this.
Oh.
I'm a sucker for period pieces.
Is that the highest of First Avenger?
I think so.
Okay. So,
I think so.
First Avenger's off the board.
It is off the board.
Okay.
He gone.
Okay.
But
Made it to 10. You've got some Phase 1 gems up there
yeah,
pretty
I
high.
got a lot of Phase 1 stuff
I
up
do
here.
think you have
Okay.
the graphic wrong though, because it does say Winter Soldier.
Oh, I did put Winter Soldier in the graphic.
Yeah, I was like, I feel like I'm
That's a
insane
mistake.
right now.
Hey, that's a mistake. Audio listeners are like, what are they yapping about? I did put the wrong image there for Aaron's number 10. It says Winter Soldier. It
Well,
is
you're
First
trying to
Avenger.
get Aaron hate.
Oh, yeah.
I saw those Black Panther
Jackknife.
pics and I was like, how do we shift this over? No, that's my bad. That's my bad. But yeah, First Avenger for Aaron is number 10.
Make sure you fix that before you post it on the
Yeah,
internet.
no, we don't have our Infinity Saga, our social graphics made yet
yeah.
for our
Okay.
rankings.
Okay.
So when I do that, I'll make sure it's corrected. There's always one mistake in this
Yeah,
whenever we
that
do
was-
rankings.
That was a big one.
Now I'm that dog.
No, Winter
God.
Soldier. Just for the record, nobody has said Winter Soldier
No.
yet.
No,
No.
including Aaron. Yes.
Including Aaron. First Avengers number 9. Chat number 9. Let's hear it. Mine is one that hit me very emotionally. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Okay.
And I think it's because I directly connected to some of the stories of this, just on personal experiences with family, with like the people who raised me, specifically the Yondu and Quill stuff. That moment where they have that connection where Yondu dies. Spoiler alert for the Infinity Saga. The movie came out 93 years ago. But I love that. I love this movie very much. I think it gets a little overhated. I think a lot of people crap on Volume 2 for some reason, but maybe that's just because Volume 1 is so good. But I like Volume 2 quite a bit. It's one I watch again because I find it hugely entertaining, and these characters in the Guardians movies are among my favorite in the MCU. So that was an easy one for me to put above the ones behind it, but I couldn't put it ahead of the ones ahead of it. Jenna, you're 9.
I am not even going to look at the chat because I feel like they're going to think I'm insane.
Oh boy.
This had to go somewhere. It's Endgame.
9?
Whoa.
You have Endgame 9?
I think it is the thing of like favorite does not mean best, does not mean like most significant. This movie is significant. This movie was such a huge moment. I don't know if it's just like how I feel about the ending and like the mixed feelings around like the last 5 minutes of it or what. I like it. I just like everything else above it more.
I can't even be mad at you. I just find that's a crazy take to me.
Yeah,
I-
I'm surprised.
That's one of the best movie going experiences I've ever
Again,
had.
that was an unparalleled like movie going experience. It's just like in terms of the actual movies, I don't find myself going back to it as much as I do everything else on this list.
Sorry, my
I
controller
broke your brain.
Wow.
It
And yeah,
doesn't-
somebody had to put it first.
I almost just talked about the last time I watched it, and I realized that I can't talk about that on this podcast. But,
Jamie, number 9.
number 9, I wore this shirt to like trick people thinking I'd put Guardians higher, but number 9 for me is Guardians.
Okay.
Guardians 1.
Guardians 1. I love it. It's a great movie, but it's exactly like we're talking about. Like we're in a zone where there are certain movies I love and watch more. A fantastic movie. I'll never forget my friend Steve Hund going to see this with him, and Guardians was like, because I'm such a big Star Wars fan, him being like, Jamie, you don't understand. The Guardians, this is my Star Wars. This is my Star Wars. And seeing him watch this movie for the first time was one of the great joys of my life. I love it. It just, we're in that zone.
Here we go.
Aaron, number 9.
I got Spider-Man Homecoming.
Okay.
That's the first Homecoming, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
first
Okay.
Homecoming. And I love the Peter Parker trilogy in the MCU. I do not have a problem with like there not being Uncle Ben. If you want Uncle Ben and other things to be there, go watch Jeff Trammell's Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. You'll be fine.
Very good
You'll
movie.
be all right.
Very good TV show.
But yeah, I it got really hard up here. I was like, man, everything feels like cutting off one of your freaking limbs.
Yep.
And the chat's going bananas no matter what you pick now. So we can just say what we gotta say
That
now.
is true.
Everybody's going insane no matter what. I can't believe you. You threw a baby off a balcony. It's crazy.
Again, at least we don't have Thor at 6.
Oh my
You know
gosh.
what's interesting is how Aaron and I keep doing this because my number 8 is Spider-Man Homecoming. I just like going second on some of these. On some of them.
You go ahead, Aaron.
I think Spider-Man Homecoming deserves to be in the top 8 because it's a fantastic origin story for Peter Parker in the MCU without having to be a spider bite story. I think it introduces some really interesting love story stuff. It's got that Breakfast Club vibe to it. And the moment that solidifies it for me, there's 2. The first one is the traffic light. The music Michael Giacchino put there, the direction that John Watts put with the traffic light changing on Michael Keaton's face when we all realize the same time Peter does that he is Vulture, he is the bad guy, and he's terrified about dating Vulture's daughter. And then the scene when they are at Homecoming, when he has to make the choice, do I want to be a superhero or do I want to be a teenager with a social life? And he chooses superhero. I love that moment. I think it was a great thing that you felt for Peter, and I just think Homecoming is a really good Spider-Man movie. At the time, it was my favorite Spider-Man movie when it came out. It still might be my favorite Spider-Man movie.
It's my favorite Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
no question.
if we're talking live action, I definitely think that's
Yes.
true. The Spider-Verse movies might be up there. I would say Across might have dethroned it if Across was a full movie.
Yeah.
But Across has a cliffhanger and it's half a movie in my opinion. And that's the only thing I really criticize about that movie. I think Homecoming might be my favorite Spider-Man movie.
Okay, cool. Well, it's nice to agree on something.
Look at us. All right, we're back. We are so back, guys.
All right, my number 8 is Black Panther. I think that, again, this movie was like such a massive moment, and I think it gives us one of the best villains in the entire franchise. I do think like Killmonger is utilized so perfectly, and I think Michael B. Jordan's performance is incredible. There is nothing like this movie, and there still kind of isn't, and I think that it is just so singular that like it had to be in my top 10.
Hey, no argument. Jamie, number 8.
Now that we're in the top 8, the MySpace era, I want you to know that every movie remaining on my list, I give 5 stars. And people will say, when it comes to franchises, I may give out 5 stars a little too willy-nilly, but it's just movies that I just love to rewatch, and like it's hard to rank these 8 because of how much I love them. But this one's it's Homecoming, which is my favorite Spider-Man movie. And we all know how I feel about Michael Keaton.
He's
Michael,
great.
I have a Michael Keaton Mount Rushmore tattoo. I love him so dearly. He is one of my top favorite. When we did the villain rankings a long time ago, I put him very high. Everything about this movie, and like I said, teen movie, it just hits all the buttons. I love it. 5 stars.
For the life of me, I'll never understand why it seems like the internet has turned on these Spider-Man movies. These are great movies, in my opinion. Super entertaining and very well made. And Vulture is not in the Morbius verse. That shit is not canon. He's still in the MCU.
Yeah.
Yep. All right,
Really
Aaron,
should've
number
made
8.
Iron Man 1.
Okay. All right.
Hi.
Am I the holdout for
yeah.
Iron Man 1?
Yes.
Wow, somebody had to
I mean,
be right.
no one would be surprised about that.
Shocker! Wow.
He's like,
All right.
all right.
Number 8. Okay.
It started this whole thing. There's a very real chance that in the multiverse of us, there's no chance I have this job if this movie and Dark Knight don't come out in the same summer.
Yep.
Like for sure. And it's just like upon rewatch, you realize why they hitched their wagon to freaking Robert Downey Jr. immediately. It's like no one else. Like they keep saying they're like, we're gonna recast at some point if after the reboot. No, y'all not. He gonna be out here till he's 92. It's gonna be him and Hugh in rocking chairs like this.
I don't know. I think that if that 9-figure paycheck is real, I think it's for the 2 movies, the promo he's done for everything, including Ironheart, the theme park stuff, and then I think after that he might be done. But we'll see. We'll see. I would not be mad if Iron Man sticks around. All right, we're gonna scroll this list down here. We're in the top 7. Everybody in the chat, drop your 7. We're at the home stretch here. Ooh, blank screen because this is the top 7. We're starting fresh. Somebody had to put this at the bottom of their top 7, and this is an accurate use of the logo. I have Captain America the Winter Soldier in my number 7 spot.
Wow.
In my number
Whoa.
7. I know this was actually
Wow.
going to be number 8. I was going to put it behind Homecoming.
I
but
am shocked.
the amount I
Yeah.
like this movie is quite high. The amount I respect this movie is through the roof. But it's not my favorite to rewatch and go back to and have a
Wow.
great time with. I love this movie. I think it's fantastic. But there are movies I just love and connect with more than this.
This
I
is the
think
biggest surprise of the whole day to me. is
Really?
That you put
For
this
sure.
at number 7. That's
Why?
I'm just shocked.
Yeah,
I would have bet money it would have been in your top 3. Money I would have put on.
that
I don't
sounds
have any money.
Was this the movie that you were like, we're gonna
me
3 of us
I
are
don't
gonna
know.
have? Okay.
I don't know.
Tell us afterwards.
I will tell you afterwards, but I will say, it's not it's not upsetting in the way that Captain Marvel Last is, but it's shocking to me.
Man, I'm never going to hear the end of this. We're going to make t-shirts about
Just hashtag Captain Marvel.
Horrible.
All right, Jenna, you're number 7.
If you told me a couple years ago I would have this movie this low, I would be shocked. But it's Thor Ragnarok. I do think that it is such a watershed moment of just kind of transforming Thor, giving him new life. It was so hard to not think about Love and Thunder while placing this movie in the rankings because Love and Thunder was just such a disappointment that it almost clouds it. But Ragnarok was such a fun experience, and I just remember like feeling like I could like run through a brick wall when this movie came out. Like it was just so like ridiculous and campy and sci-fi in this way that I had wanted Thor to be, and it definitely was that.
Are we the only 2 with Thor Ragnarok on the board so far?
I think so.
Everybody's saying I'm turning heel. They're saying, oh boy. I don't. You're not getting too much heat for Thor Ragnarok 7, so that's good. Jamie, you're number 7.
Okay, I want to say that the next 4 spots, 7 through 4, for me are like interchangeable. I go back. It depends on my mood. And the reason why I'm sticking with this is because if you go on my letterbox, I have the entire MCU ranked. So I just cloned it and deleted everything. And I was like, oh, this feels kind of low. But again, I can't stress enough that the next 4 to me are basically tied. So I have Infinity War as number 7, which like feels so low. Like Tony looked at my list, he goes, Infinity War 7? And I was like, yeah, it's incredible. I saw it 5 times in theaters. 5 stars, 5 times in theaters. I love it, but it is sad. It's like sadder than the other ones. So sometimes it's not as like, I can't wait to put this on because I'm crying. But again, it's 5 stars. You can't, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah. All right, Aaron, 7. We got to move quick here.
Thor Ragnarok.
Thor Ragnarok, number 7. So, Jamie, you're the only one with Thor Ragnarok left, right?
Yeah.
Any thoughts? Any just explanation?
I mean, just a good rejuvenation of the character.
Yep.
And before, the internet did the exact same heel turn on Taika Waititi that they did with the Spider-Man movies. Same thing happened. Like, because this was an unassailable top 3 for everybody until, like, Love and Thunder came out.
Yeah. This one hurt me. Top 6 were really hard.
Yeah.
And depending on the side of the bed I wake up on, these could change. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like if you ask me in 2 weeks to make this list again and ask me to even do it the same way without looking at the list I'm delivering today, it might look different.
Thank
one
you.
hurts.
Exactly. Stop being mad. People are mad at me. I stop being mad. Yeah.
I have to take it off the board though. I'm the last one, and I have Iron Man as my number 6.
Wow.
Okay.
I love this movie.
I thought it'd be in your top 5.
Yeah.
I thought so too. I had it higher. I moved these around quite a bit, but I just thought about some of my other movies. I love this movie, obviously. I love Tony Stark. I love Downey in this role. Just adore it. I have no criticism of this movie. That's it. I don't know. I don't know what to say other than there are 5 movies that I think I responded to and hit me more than Iron Man did, but I love this movie and I watch it every time it's on, and I don't know how many times I've watched it. Jenna, 6.
We are entering the territory of these movies in my mind are perfect for exactly what they need to be. Like they do justice by their characters so correctly. And Spider-Man Homecoming, absolutely
Great
for me.
movie.
Like I do think Spider-Man 2, the Tobey one, is like more of a quote unquote masterpiece, but I do think this is the most like Spider-Man movie. I think that there is so much good to it. Like you said, the Vulture reveal, even just when he's in the homemade suit and he's trying to like get out of the rubble to go fight him. Every single time I watch that, it like emotionally affects me, which always just takes me by surprise. I think it is such a good and such a rewatchable movie.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right, Jamie, you're 6.
Take it off the board, Ragnarok. There was a time where this was like a top 3 for me, and I found myself watching it less than I used to. But it's so high because of I'll never forget seeing this in theaters and I couldn't believe how good it was and how funny it was. This is the first movie in the MCU that I kept going back to see, even though there are ones that came out earlier that I love more and watch more now. This movie really shook up my love for the MCU. It was the first time I'm like, wow, they're doing something really different that so many things could happen, and it is just, it's funny. It's so
very entertaining movie.
Funny. It's easily I think the funniest in the franchise. Some might argue that Guardians is funnier, but I think Thor Ragnarok is the funniest. Again, we're in my 5-star zone, so it's all close.
All right, number 6, Aaron.
We got Endgame.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I too sat in a.
Sorry, something in my.
You don't feel so good.
Goodness
I
gracious.
almost incinerated BD. Oh no. But yeah, probably the most singular theater experience I've ever had. Like, well, almost, but pretty close. Top 2, and it was insane. We had just moved here, and people were standing in the aisles because they're like, if you just let me in the theater, which I'm like, this is wild. This is really insane. So yeah, it's at 6, but there are other things that on rewatch I enjoy more.
All right, that's fair. All right. Number 5, we're in the top 5, everybody. We are in the home stretch. We got to keep this moving. My number 5, this is one that obviously, much like the movie before it, you don't have the MCU if this movie doesn't happen and work effectively and work so well and become a beloved movie. And I saw it 4 times in theaters. Bought tickets each time because I didn't even work in the industry yet. My number 5 in the Infinity Saga rankings is The Avengers.
Wow.
Yeah.
A great film, fantastic credit scene, fantastic chemistry between this whole cast, a flawless recasting of Bruce Banner that made you not even wonder where Ed Norton went, and I think there's action in this, that continuous shot that goes through the city that shows them all working together, and then seeing it again in the Hawkeye series from a different perspective was just so cool. Yeah, I love this movie, and I think it's great. I have zero criticism of the Avengers.
So my number 5 is somehow the most controversial because I still have it on the board and none of you do. Y'all had it way more towards the bottom, and it's First Avenger.
Captain America, the first Avenger, number 5. That's high.
I will fight for this movie till the day I die. Like, I literally just rewatched it a couple weeks ago on TNT, and I forgot just how good it is, like, to the point of, like, it makes me angry how good it is. I think it is so exactly what a Steve Rogers movie set in the 1940s needs to be. It looks gorgeous. Like, there are so many frames and so many, like, action set pieces that just look incredible. And I think it has just a heart to it that is so unique and so fun to watch. Like, when Bucky dies and he just is like dealing with the emotional recourse of that, like, it hits me on such a specific level, even though I know it's coming. And like, even when you know where he's going to end up, that he's going to wake up in the present day, like, watching him get there still is such a emotional journey. Like, I thoroughly enjoy this movie.
Hey, that's you got a good argument for it. I'm having an issue with the internet's leaving the comment on the
It's funny
screen.
how much you love the way it looks, because to me, I don't like the way it looks.
Really?
I don't like the like, it's like through a filter, the coloring of it. Even though I get that that's like kind of a 40s vibe, it doesn't totally work for me. But I respect that you like this one so much. And again, it has grown on me. I don't hate it like I did.
I fully expected it at your like bottom.
No,
so,
it's not bad. It's just so funny that how much I hated it at the time.
All right, Jamie, 5.
Number 5. What do I? Oh, Endgame. Endgame as number 5. Top 5 for me. A great movie. I also saw this 5 times in theaters. The reason why I don't watch it as much as some other ones is because of how long it is. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I could get down with, but to me, Infinity War and Endgame kind of have to be watched together. And then when you do that, that's the day, you know.
Sure.
But I'll never forget. I was living in New York at the time, and all 5 times I did pay for it, even though I did have a job that was I still had to pay for it 5 times. But my friend Brett Manis is my like OG Marvel fan. We for years and years and years, and to see it with him in theaters that opening Thursday was just so special. We're sobbing. It is an incredible feat what they did with that film, and it should have ended the saga. It should have been the final movie in the saga.
There is an epilogue movie. We've ranked it all, and then it kept going. After that. Aaron, number 5.
The first Avengers, like
First
Avengers
Avengers
1.
number 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got to actually see this during Loki's FYC, like in theaters again, and see it projected. And I mean, it still holds up. It still feels so good. And I'm a sucker for anything that the rest of MCU revolves around. And it doesn't get more iconic than the Battle of New York. Like, everything circles around, yo, we got to have the Chitauri. We catch the arrow. It happened in freaking Marvel Zombies. And I was like, yes, it's still there. So, I'm always about seeing this. This is a TNT All-Star, by the way. There's been so many basketball games I've been waiting for, and it's during the Battle of New York, and I'm like, oh, I'm locked in.
I hope Doomsday goes back to 2012. I wouldn't even be mad about it. Send us back again. My number 4, top 4, everybody, final 4. Start dropping your 4s in the comments. My number 4, this is one of my all-time favorite MCU movies. Team Iron Man. I have it at number 6, but Captain America Civil War is my 4th favorite MCU movie. The event that this movie was awesome. The aligning of the characters, the introduction of Spider-Man and Black Panther, the airport battle sequence, and then the fact that that wasn't even the climax of the film. That's just the splash page in the middle of this giant, awesome comic. And then we had to watch freaking old man Rogers and his cyborg boyfriend jump Tony Stark. Like, hold on a second. I'm pissed off, but I'm invested. Great movie.
BD winning me back by acknowledging how gay that movie
I
is.
know. Oh my gosh.
I know in the future we're all going to be doing it with robots. Steve Rogers was just ahead of the curve.
Are we not where
Hey, yo, somebody clip that. Somebody
Steve
clip
Rogers
that,
is just
please.
ahead of the
Clip
curve.
that.
Everybody, okay. All right, hold on. Let's act like that's a weird comment. All right.
This needs to be one of the social clips from this episode.
Maybe that's a different podcast. We can have that conversation if we want. Chat, are you going to be doing it with robots or not?
And it's just
Let's
the arm
face
is
it.
robotic, and you're like, he's a robot. Like, that's fully where you're
I
at
was
here.
trying to find like a way to insult the man who killed Tony's mother and should have been held responsible for it. I don't know. Look, I know,
his
man was
fault.
brainwashed. Man was
There we
brainwashed.
go.
But team, I don't care. That man killed his mother, and Steve was like, I knew. Don't bullshit me, Rogers. Come on, that moment was great. Wow, the chat saying no, they're not going to be getting on with robots. Turns out, well,
Some hope for
we got a bunch of
humanity.
liars in the comments. Jenna, you're number 4.
Mine is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Okay.
This summer that this movie came out will always be so special to me. Like, even just like walking around listening to the soundtrack, like I can just visualize that so clearly. I have such a love for this movie, and that love has only like grown and evolved over time. Like, I rewatched it, I think in the lead up to Volume 3, and just for various personal reasons, like started sobbing by the time I got to the third act. Like, I think that the family stuff, I think like how it approaches it from all of the different angles, I like the Gamora Nebula fight is beautiful. That shot of her in the grass when she cuts it is one of my favorite shots in the entire MCU. I think it looks incredible. So I love this movie so much.
Tony's gonna be happy.
As someone who thinks Guardians have the best trilogy in the MCU, I'm not here to argue with you. The comment here though, M Wesley 13, we got to keep it moving. ... Feelings on I know.
You also were like, we got to keep it moving, and then took like 10 seconds to say your next pick. So
All right, number 4, Jamie.
Number 4, BD's. It's weird sometimes when we're in line with each other. It's Civil War.
Look at us.
I
Look at
know.
us.
I love this movie. Although Team Cap, you're a fascist if you're Team Iron Man.
Whoa, hey, hold on a second.
Hey, yo.
Come on, you're ridiculous. If
That's
you're like
so not
kowtowing
true.
to the
That's
government.
so not
That's
true.
just simply not
you're,
true.
You're just but in all seriousness, when this movie after this came out and it was available on Blu-ray, my roommate at the time, Becca, and I, like, if we had some time to kill but didn't have enough time for a movie, we'd be like, airport scene. I have probably watched that scene 200 times. It is it's my favorite probably action piece of the entire franchise. It's so much fun to watch, and obviously the big thing for me in this movie is the Wanda vision of it all is very important to me. But it's a great film. It's sad and fun to watch them fight. It's like because I remember when it came out, I couldn't believe how much it was an Avengers movie. Like, even though the Cap was in the title, like, this is an Avengers movie, and it's a good one.
I mean, and it did set up Team Accountability versus Team Mom Killers, and I see the side you guys are on. Aaron, what's your number 4?
Mom Killers, Civil War, baby. Number 4.
Let's go! Look at us!
Look
Oh
at
my
that.
gosh!
Look at that.
And your
Jenna-
team, Aaron?
Oh, of course. What the hell?
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
Listen, where she go, I go. Look at that. This is continuation. These are things that the rest of MCU consistently revisits. That freaking airport fight. The only reason Falcon Winter Soldier happened, in my opinion, is because of this movie. Literally, Sebastian Stan and Anthony Mackie willed that crap into existence, and the ensuing feud with freaking Tom Holland being like, you're never gonna have your own movie, guy. So it's given me a lot. I really love this movie. It was crazy when we got the trailer and you didn't realize it was gonna be an Avengers movie. And then you're like, oh my God.
And Spider-Man.
And Spider-Man's in
I'll
it.
never forget
Like,
where I was.
what?
Yeah. I was in line to see Heather's the Musical when I felt like that was like a core memory of, we got Spider-Man in the MCU.
And then, hey everybody, in that Civil War trailer,
Yeah.
my first thing he says, I saw a picture of the Spider-Man suit from a friend who I used to work with. I won't name him. I don't want to get anybody in trouble. You can probably figure it out. But he showed me a picture of the Spider-Man suit because he has it. That looks fucking cool. And then the trailer came, and I was like, this is so sick. But that hype around Civil War, that era of just, I feel like Civil War put us on that trajectory with the MCU hype from Civil War up to Endgame. It was just like everything was a day one watch, and it felt like it was that way for like everybody I knew, not just me. I was day one long before that, but I felt like, it just became a thing. Yeet! Number 3. My number 3 in my Infinity Saga rankings, and that's how we have to intro. Just in case we do social clips, let's do those for intros from now on.
Okay.
My number 3 in the Infinity Saga rankings is a movie that I liked far more than I expected to. I watched the trailer for it while working the door at the Village Idiot Bar in Columbia, South Carolina, and I was immediately hooked on a feeling because Guardians of the Galaxy is one of the best Marvel movies. It's an absolute masterpiece. It introduced a tremendous ensemble cast of cast members and characters, made us fall in love with a raccoon in a tree, and it put stakes to this cosmic insanity while also making it super entertaining. It has one of the best soundtracks of any movie I've ever seen, and it introduced me to James Gunn. This was how I found James Gunn's work. I went back and watched his stuff before this. That was pre-superhero stuff, and I just think this kicked off a great movie and also the best trilogy in the MCU. Yeah. All right. Jenny, you're number 3.
All right, so my number 3 in the Infinity Saga rankings is Avengers Infinity War. Yeah.
Okay.
I think, again, going to the point of, like, is the movie what it needs to be for the title, for the characters in question? I think Infinity War is, like, practically perfect. Like, there is so much novelty, even upon rewatch, like, watching the Avengers and the Guardians meet, watching all of these different teams, because they were so unexpected, like, which characters got grouped off with each other. I think it is such a fun movie. It is so satisfying, even as it culminates in such a sad way. I think it is still, like, such a fun movie to watch, and like just exactly the kind of big spectacle that it needs to be.
All right.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm regretting putting Endgame above Infinity War because I'm like it switches back and forth, and now I'm like, no, everyone's right. But that's okay. Top 3. What is my number 3 favorite MCU Infinity Saga movie? The Avengers.
Okay.
The Avengers. I sometimes still can't believe this movie happened, even though we've gotten bigger movies, crazier team ups. When I think back to this movie, I'm like, I'm still shaken to my core, and every time I rewatch it, which is often, it brings me so much joy. I think that where Jenna was disparaging Joss Whedon a little bit, which is fair. I think we all know that Buffy is my favorite thing in the world.
Sure.
And so even though he sucks as a person, I have a soft spot for the way Joss Whedon writes and directs, and I can't help that unfortunate fact about myself. And I just think that he brought them all together so beautifully, and it just makes me so happy to watch this film. It really brings me immense joy.
Yeah.
All right, so my number 3 for our Infinity Saga rankings is Avengers Infinity War. I mean, the level of hype for this one on the way in, I will never forget how stoked I was walking in the theater in freaking, I want to say we were in New York back when I lived on the East Coast, and me and Ryan walked in there, and we're like, this is going to be great. It's going to be great, fun time. And then you hit that last third, and it got real. It got real in there. People were screaming. People were crying. We came out the theater. People looking at us like, what's wrong? What happens? What happens? I cannot tell you what happens in this film. You need to go in there and experience. Like, this is not what's homeboy, the running back. This is not a LaShawn McCoy situation. None of that. It was insane. Also, I think that it's hilarious. You know how good this movie is? The reason the Russo brothers are directing Avengers Doomsday is because of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's
this
true.
is the reason they got handed the keys to the biggest Ferrari in the garage.
And they got the keys to this one because Civil War before it.
And because Civil War before it,
so they
right.
were able to prove they could scale up, and then they scaled up bigger with Endgame. And I think you're right about that.
Absolutely.
Infinity War is a great movie. Yeah, my number 2, and I'm curious how many people have been keeping track because you can't see our full rankings. There's a few left for each of us. I don't remember what's left for all of us, but I think people are probably able to figure out which ones are mine. My number 2 movie in the Infinity Saga, personally, is Avengers Infinity War. And that's because this movie was everything I wanted it to be. I love the Infinity Gauntlet comic, and this doesn't follow it exactly, but it does the biggest moment properly. And the snap being the way this movie ends, to me, was genius. Ending it that way, sending us into a year of waiting for what's next. Even though we had the one credit scene was the only thing we had, but then we had, Captain Marvel and Ant-Man and the Wasp in between, but they didn't really tell you what was next at all. They just kind of did a few little things, but that was really it. Infinity War had an almost impossible task of starting to wrap this up, and Thanos wrecked things. My favorite thing about this is Thanos is my favorite villain. Mm-hmm. Avengers Infinity War is a Thanos movie with Avengers as supporting characters, and it's called Avengers because Thanos wouldn't sell as many tickets. It's a great Thanos movie. It's a great Avengers movie, and it's my number 2 overall.
All right, so my number 2 is Winter Soldier. I thoroughly love this movie so much. I think, to Jamie's point of, like, I can't believe that this movie even exists. Like, that is how I feel about this movie. Like, the fact that we were able to have that kind of, like, Robert Redford political thriller and literally have him in the movie as the villain. Like, I think it is just such a smart, like, genre combination of things. I think the action is endlessly rewatchable. I think it honors what the Winter Soldier comic is like that brought Bucky back, but it isn't exactly beholden to it. And just, like, getting to that third act fight and, like, the two of them just kind of, like, just meeting in that way, it hits me every single time. I think that is just such a stellar movie.
Who the hell is Bucky? Jamie, number 2.
Oh God, my number 2 is where my list falls apart. It's where the internet won't agree with me. It's where everyone's going to say I'm crazy, but I think everyone on the panel is going to be surprised it's not my number 1, because my number 2 is my favorite MCU movie. It is, if you look at my stats on Letterboxd, it is one of my top 5 most rewatched movies of all time.
Oh, I know what this is.
It's Avengers: Age of Ultron.
There we go.
I know that everyone thinks I'm crazy. Everyone calls it the worst Avengers movie. It is my favorite Avengers movie for multiple reasons. One, it's the only Avengers movie movie where they're all together, working together. It's a beautiful team movie. And I think everyone knows that seeing Elizabeth Olsen as Scarlet Witch changed my life in a lot of ways. Talked about it a lot, but literally it made me come out. I came out as bisexual watching that movie. It affected me, and so it is. I went on such. I've never read more comics than I have because of her and because of that movie, and it makes me happy. I love it deeply on a way that there's no other Marvel aside from X2 that I watch as much as I watch this movie. And I love me some Jimmy Spades. James Spader as Ultron is I think the only one that will beat Keats for me as a villain. And you can shame me, you can say what you want,
People
but
are not,
I'm being pretty nice.
No, I think you're getting a lot of people
Thank
who
you
are,
so
who are
much,
backing you
people.
here.
I appreciate you. Thank
AOU
you.
is the worst Avengers movie, but that doesn't make it bad. Hey, that's fair. AOU and 2L fit
Yeah,
that.
I do not think it is a better movie than
Sure.
any of the other three Avengers movies. But look at my stats. It is. I watch it a lot.
All right,
A lot.
rounding out the twos here.
My number 2 in the Infinity Saga rankings is Captain America: The Winter Soldier. I just really like this thing expanded what we thought these could be in the same ways that like an Iron Man or Dark Knight did. Like, I just remember how stoked my parents were that freaking Robert Redford was in one of these things. Like, it gave it an air of legitimacy that, like, it's very hard for these movies to get. Still, you know, until you put Denzel in Panther 3. But it's really interesting, too, to watch it now. Because I think that it ages so well because this movie and Civil War are so topical no matter what in the time since. Like, the stuff that speech, I remember there were people in our industry making fun of that speech he makes in that intercom, and I'm like, that is aged like fine wine. I will hear no slander. Of course, everybody thinks that this is a top 2, so it's not a surprise for anybody, but yeah.
It probably would be number 1 if I was doing best. I'm just doing my personal favorites. I think Winter Soldier is a phenomenal film. All right, we are at our number 1. It's time. Okay. Everybody in the comments, drop your number 1 Infinity Saga movie. We'll have the rankings from Fit Dad, from Jim, from Heavy Spoilers, from Eric Voss, from Frankie, Johnny Gargano, and Cam all on social. Some of them are already up there. Go check those out. But it's time for our number 1s, and everybody, the suspense, the drum roll has ended. My number 1, my favorite movie in the Infinity Saga. Call me basic, call me simple, call me whatever you want. I stand by it. I gotta say, I think it's Avengers Endgame. Okay. This movie, like the movie before, it had the impossible task of landing the Infinity Saga ship, and it did it. I don't care what everybody has to say about the time that has passed since. The movie is awesome. It is so much fun. It is the hardest I've cried in a movie ever. When Tony died, I sobbed like you'd think somebody in my real life died. That, and then if your father loved cheeseburgers, your dad loved cheeseburgers, oh my God, just kill me. It'll hurt less. Avengers Endgame is a movie that I will never forget watching for the first time or the second time or the third time. And it's a very special film to me, and I love it. Yeah, it's my number 1. Might be simple. And clearly you could see by my rankings, my top 5 here are all team movies. Yeah. I like movies with a great dynamic between these characters together. And then I like Iron Man as well, if you can't tell, because all 5 of these 6 have Iron Man in them. So, Jenna, you're number 1.
All right. So my number 1 is Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay. I would not be here in every sense of the word without this movie. Like, it genuinely changed the course of my life. It changed what I thought I was capable of as a person. I think it is infinitely rewatchable. I think it changed just how we view these movies and what you can accomplish in the context of a quote unquote comic book movie. You've seen the colorful misfit trope of like ragtag group of people teaming up in something done time and time again since this movie. And even if you go read Joanna Robinson's MCU book, they argue that this is the most consequential and influential of any of the movies in the Infinity Saga. It is so influential to me. I love it so much. It was easily my number 1.
Yeah, I can't argue with you. I love that movie.
My number 1, I cannot believe I'm the only person to have this number 1. I really thought more of us would. And it's The Winter Soldier. For me, like when I say Ultron is my favorite, it is. And I rarely will pick a best above a favorite, but I just can't in good conscience put any movie in this franchise above Winter Soldier. I think it is a perfect film. Everything about it. Like outside of the MCU, it's just, it has everything. And it's so funny that it's the the only one I didn't see in theaters. It's like genuinely hilarious. And I'm like, nah, I don't like that first Cap. I'm not going to see the second Cap. And here we are all those years later. I just think that this is indisputably the best film. It's not even necessarily like there are other like I love team up movies too. My last 4 were all team up movies, but there is something so special about this one, and it is to me when like the Russos peaked at number 1.
Okay, all right, Aaron, our last pick, number 1.
Okay, number 1 in Infinity Saga rankings for me is Black Panther. From one,
somebody brought justice to Black Panther on the podcast.
I love this film so much. I know the CGI conversation, whatever, but you gotta understand. I really feel like this is the same sort of sea change that like Jenna's describing Guardians of the Galaxy, or you felt like with Iron Man, or you felt like with WandaVision. This is the moment I'm like, wow, like we belong in this place. Like we really do. We really have a space for this. And Ryan and Chadwick, God rest his soul. I'm almost like tearing up. It's pricking behind my eyes saying it out loud. It felt like there was so much possibility, and you really can't put a dollar amount on like the possibility of what this medium, what these movies, what these franchises can be to people in their everyday lives. So I had to put it at 1. I ain't gonna lie, I had to try not to break character and break kayfabe when you put it down there. I'm like, boy. But luckily,
Aaron's about to shoot on me.
Like,
that's a wrestling term, not a literal shoot. It's a wrestling term. For not a word, like being real, not acting, yeah. All right, so our number 1s, I have Avengers Endgame, Jenna has Guardians of the Galaxy, Jamie has Cap Winter Soldier. That makes so much sense, by the way, because like of course the person who like seems to just love movies the most picks
also,
the best movie as number 1.
I can't believe I didn't mention the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. connection. Like,
yeah.
We all know the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is my favorite thing, and so Winter Soldier is what boosted S.H.I.E.L.D. into awesomeness. So yeah, that have to drop that.
Aaron has Black Panther 1. So every movie's off the board. We're gonna run through these real quick from the bottom, just to read them to everybody who's listening in audio form. Mine from least favorite to favorite: Captain Marvel, Thor: The Dark World, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain America: The First Avenger, Doctor Strange, The Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Ant-Man, Thor, Spider-Man: Far From Home, Iron Man 3, Avengers: Age of Ultron, Thor: Ragnarok, Black Panther, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Spider-Man 2, Captain America: The Winter Soldier, Iron Man, The Avengers, Captain America: Civil War, Guardians of the Galaxy, Avengers: Infinity War, Avengers: Endgame. That's my number 1. Jenna, we're going to send yours to the top. Do you want to read it or do you want me to read it for you?
I can read it.
All right.
So number 23, I have Incredible Hulk, then Thor: The Dark World, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Spider-Man: Far From Home, Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, Thor, Doctor Strange, Captain Marvel, Avengers: Age of Ultron, Ant-Man, Iron Man, The Avengers, Captain America: Civil War, Avengers: Endgame, Black Panther, Thor: Ragnarok, Spider-Man: Homecoming, Captain America: The First Avenger, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Avengers: Infinity War, Captain America: The Winter Soldier, and Guardians of the Galaxy.
All right, Jamie.
All right, bottom of the list: Incredible Hulk, then Thor: The Dark World, Doctor Strange, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Ant-Man, Captain America: The First Avenger, Thor, Iron Man 2, Captain Marvel, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Iron Man 3, Spider-Man: Far From Home, Black Panther, Guardians of the Galaxy, Spider-Man: Homecoming, Avengers: Infinity War, Thor: Ragnarok, Avengers: Endgame, Captain America: Civil War, The Avengers, Avengers: Age of Ultron, and ending it with number 1, Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
There you go. Aaron?
Down at the bottom, we got Thor: The Dark World, The Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Doctor Strange, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Who Can Make the Sunrise, Iron Man 3 can, Ant-Man, Captain Marvel, Spider-Man: Far From Home, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Avengers: Age of Ultron, sorry, Jamie, Guardians of the Galaxy, Thor, Captain America: The First Avenger, Spider-Man: Homecoming, Iron Man, Thor: Ragnarok, Avengers: Endgame, The Avengers, Captain America: Civil War, Avengers: Infinity War, Captain America: The Winter Soldier, and I did not yield because Black Panther's number 1.
Oh, I understood that reference. Hello to Eric Voss in the comment section. We have Eric Voss's rankings as well. That was supposed to play on the show, but our internet connectivity is kind of creating an issue, so we will share that on the Phase Hero, Twitter, Instagram, and everything we can there. Big shout out to Eric from New Rock Stars. He's a legend. Thank you, everybody who watched. You can go to phasehero.com and get your episode 100 merch. Let us know in the comments who you think your list is most closely aligned with. I'm not saying tell us who has the best or who has your favorite, anything like that. If you want to, it's fine. Just be nice. You could check out Aaron is kind of showing off the the shirt there. I'm also gonna take this video down and upload a cleaner version because we do look like we're filmed on a potato on the broadcast, but I promise you the quality of these cameras is actually way better than what you're seeing on the broadcast. It's just an internet issue. Oh wait, there we go, we're back. It's just an internet issue that's kind of showing a little bit of our potato-like selves. But thank you so much, everybody, for 100 episodes. That's insane. Jenna, any last words for today's episode 100 of Phase Hero?
First of all, I just love how beautiful it is. Someone in the chat pointed out of like we each got something so different out of the Infinity Saga. Like we don't have the same top fives, much less the entire list. And like I think that is really beautiful. And I know people are gonna continue to bicker about who has the best list or whatever, but I think the fact that it's so different is just so great. And also go read some comics and go subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is at Go Read Some Comics. I just hit my 100th video and did a very big Q&A and then immediately had to make a new video about the DC TV news from yesterday. So go subscribe and check that out.
Jamie?
Oh, I love you guys. I wish we could do this in person all the time. It just what a joy. Thanks to everyone who made this happen. The chat really popped when I brought up S.H.I.E.L.D. So in case for some reason you don't know, I have an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. podcast called Love in the Time of Hydra at LitoPod. Follow us. We've had so many great guests lately. We've had Elizabeth Henstridge on recently. We've had directors. We've had the VFX supervisor. Our next guest is going to be a makeup artist. So definitely follow that if you love that show.
Aaron?
It's always good to be in the house with the freaking Rush Division champion. I'm at How to Watch Free TV on social media. We cover all free streaming. So unfortunately, I don't get a chance to cover as much Marvel stuff as I want to, as BD almost kills himself on this light fixture. Oh my God, we almost out of a show. 100 is the last episode. It's really not come on back. Yeah. Excited to see.
All right, y'all. Hey, you mentioned the title. I had to wear it.
Oh,
for the
yeah.
outro.
Come on.
I'm not going to not wear it. I brought it all the way here. Thank you guys so much for hanging with us, everybody. Thank you so much for spending 100+ episodes with us. And here's to a zillion more. We'll figure it out and keep going. Season 2 got the green light. And these are our Infinity Saga rankings. There's a lot of other things we can rank. If there's things you want to see on the podcast, send your thoughts, send your comments, send your criticisms, things you want to see, things you don't like, things you do like. Send them to phaseheropod@gmail.com. Take a screenshot of the show, share it on your Instagram story, and share, tag us so we can share it and it'll help us grow maybe. And also tell us what you think and whose list you most closely align with. And feel free to send us your rankings in the chat. In the comment section, and we'll see you in the next one. Play our show for your dad, play it for your cat, and that is 100 episodes.
Let's party! Woo!
Anvil noise. Anvil noise. Anvil noise.
What is up, Phase Zero? I just wanted to congratulate you guys on your 100th episode. It's crazy how far you guys have come. Aaron, keep balling out. Jenna, Jamie, Brandon, I'm all thankful for you guys. I can't believe I said Brandon. It's BD. But guys, I have to admit, my Infinity Saga ratings are amazing. I will defend them to the ends of the earth. Hopefully I can just snap y'all's away because I know what BD's going to put. He's going to say that Captain Marvel's probably the worst. We got into a little bit of a tiff about it. But I know BD needs to give a little bit more credit to Captain Marvel. We know what the worst movie is. Thor: The Dark World. There's not a lot to be said about that, but feel free to break apart, there's not really to break apart, but you get the gist. You understand. The rankings are what they are, and I know rankings, you guys know rankings, and guess what? Mine's the best. See you guys.
Okay, so wait a second. You're going to tell me a guy who says, I know rankings, is going to put the last 2 movies of a saga as number 1 and number 2? Captain America, The Winter Soldier, no, it doesn't matter what the saga, what the phase, is the number 1 Marvel movie. Anyone who says differently, you need to cut that person out of your life. They are toxic and they're only going to bring your life down. The second movie on my ranking, Avengers. The MCU doesn't happen unless that movie is a success. And it's a success because everyone loves it. Everything else on my list is ranked in order of rewatchability. That's why Thor: The Dark World, Cam, I'll give you that one, is the last.
Eric Voss here to defend my Infinity Saga ranking. Phase Hero, go easy on me. I guess there's not too much controversial here, but, Captain America, Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, and Iron Man, to me, need to be at the top 3, because they're perfect films for the Marvel franchise, and they inspired pretty much everything that came after them. everything that comes after those movies is trying to recapture the magic of those three. Maybe the biggest shocker for me is that, in my opinion, the best Avengers movie is the first Avengers movie, 2012. It's also nearly a perfect movie. And I love Infinity War. I love Endgame. But something about the DNA of that 2012 film was just like perfect for the Marvel franchise. It's when we arrived. Other controversy here, Ant-Man and the Wasp, they're pretty low on my list. And I think it's just because they started the trend within the Marvel brand of certain Marvel movies you can skip. And I think that hurt the Marvel brand in the long run. As good and as fun as they are, they still contributed to this idea that you can skip some Marvel movies. And I can't forgive that.
Hi, my name is Frankie, and I know my list may be a little bit jarring, but let me tell you, one, I'm not changing it, and two, I can explain it all, so please give me a quick second. No matter where Iron Man ranks in your mind, it is number one. Tony Stark is the beginning and the end of the Infinity Saga. The only thing that comes close is the Winter Soldier, argue with your mother. Infinity War is objectively better than Endgame, and the only reasons why Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is so low is because this saga has nothing but bangers. And as always, the Incredible Hulk is the worst thing to happen to this saga. Thank you for your time.
When the new Rush Division champion tells you to put out an Infinity Saga rankings, you do it. And you do it good. My rankings, number one. Try and challenge my rankings, you're wrong. And if you think I'm wrong, I'm gonna sick the champ on you. His belt, BD, is coming after you. And I'll be his tag team partner. That's right. Get ready for it. I don't think you're ready. Enjoy my rankings. They're not wrong. They're the best.
So, I've got my list here. I am the most basic bitch out there. Avengers Endgame is number one, as suspected. Avengers Infinity War's next, and the Avengers followed by Iron Man and Captain America Winter Soldier. So, a top five there that basically lets me know I might be an NPC. But I did go through an app where basically they have two choices, and you click the movie out of them, which is the one that you want to watch more. Basically, when you go through the whole saga, that creates the list, and I was quite surprised that Thor the Dark World is in the 16th place. Now, that was one of those movies, right, where I'd heard it was terrible, didn't watch it, went and saw Ragnarok, and was like, well, I've seen the first Thor, I've seen the third one, I didn't watch Thor the Dark World, I'll go back and check it out. And you know what? I watched it, and I thought it was overhated. So stick that up your arse, Brandon, yeah? Or you probably like it, to be fair. You're a bit of an idiot as well. But yeah, it's 16th place there, above Far From Home, which I might get some crap for, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which I know are quite highly rated. I mean, am I going to get crap for putting it above Ant-Man and the Wasp? Probably not, but above that first Thor movie, I know is very contentious. But look, mate, this isn't my video. Write all the negative comments you want to watch. I'm never going to read them. Up yours.